Hello. Today we're going to be creating a dialog box in Dragon Naturally Scripting by Nuance. It's going to be individual professional 15, but it will work in all previous editions too. This will be created from scratch, and we're going to do it from a dialog box creator that's with inside of command browser, new command, and then advanced scripting. So we'll go ahead and go through that. And I create a new one, and then we'll put dialog box creation up there. We're going to go ahead and make it a group as user defined. We made it. We'll make it global so we can use it anywhere, which won't really matter at this moment. And we'll go through advanced scripting, and then we're going to start off with the blank. Over here is the edit user dialog box. When you click on it, you'll get a little pop-up. It'll help us edit it. If we were to exit right here, or if we were to save right here, it won't create anything until it actually has some substance to it. So let's go ahead and start it. We'll go through these different buttons later. These are text boxes, drop downs, radios. So we're just going to create a basic one here, and we'll start off with some text. Using that button, we can write into the box in here, and we'll call it "What is your name?" And in here, this text field right here isn't really important. This is going to be a label for the code later, but for text it's not really that important because you don't generally use it. On this part right here, this is the location and the width and height of our box, and simply by clicking out of it, it'll save it. We can resize it a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and use a text box here. This will be something that we can use to capture information. So in this case, it's going to be my name. If we double click on it and bring up another editor, again, the size and location. Right here, this is what the label is going to be for this. So we can call this name at the moment. Okay, and then what this is saying right here is that this is going to be a single line of information, multiple lines of information, or if there's going to be a password that's put in here. If you mark password, it will change the whatever you type in and asterisk. It'll be hidden so that nobody else can see it. This is just simply going to be my name, so it doesn't need to be that secret. I'll go ahead and press single, and then this will move us around from different objects, such as this text, and that's the only two that we have right now. I'll go back out, and simply clicking out it'll save it. Then we're also going to add our action buttons, which is going to be our K button and our cancel button. And these will basically act and tell the program what the result of our dialog box is, if we wanted to cancel it or if we wanted to press OK. And we'll go through that in a later tutorial. So this is simply our box right now. We'll go ahead and press save. And when we do that, it's going to create this code for us. We can go, if we wanted to create another one, we can click anywhere else and it'll come up with a new one. But if we want to go back and look at this, all you have to do is click within the dialog box code right here, open it back up, and we can see here that we have the size of our total area on the outside. Okay, and we have the text that we put here, where it says this is the size and the location of it, and then what we have, the caption is what is your name, and then the label, the field name for it, which is the .text1, which isn't going to be important for text, but it will be for text box. Text box is this area right here that will be that we're going to put our information in, my name, and then we're going to pull it back out of the box later in the code with a .name on it, and that's going to be what we use. We have the OK button, the size and location, cancel button, size and location as well. And then when we do this, we'll save it, and it's going to add this along with it. So this is saying that we're going to make a variable called DLG, and we can name this DLG. I like to do numericals after it, that way I can keep track of what's what, because we're going to make 3 of these. We're going to call this 3 times this variable, and it's saying that this variable will hold information or be labeled for this user dialog area here, code. So, and then this part again is going to be the dialog box itself, but which dialog box is it going to be? It's going to be dialog box 1. So these are matching. So in this, we're going to say that the result of a box, so if dialog box equals, and -1 is a result coming back from the OK button being pressed. Then we're going to send keys, and then we'll call it, this is an object of the DLG1 dot text, or actually we named it name, and then we'll say true to make sure it sends it. Okay. I'm going to close out the if statement, and this is saying that if the result of dialog box 1 is OK, then we're going to send the information inputted into this text box is going to be sent. So we'll go ahead and run that just to make sure it runs properly. Press OK. Dialog box creation. We'll call it creation, not creating. Okay. This is just another caption. We don't necessarily need that. Okay, everything looks good. Dialog box creation. We'll save that. We'll run up here. Dialog box creation. And this is the dialog box that we created. So what is my name? My name is Garrett. And when I press OK, it's going to say that the result is a -1, and it's going to send the text. And there we go. So that is a simple way to use dialog box. We'll go through it one more time. User defined dialog box creation. Okay, so this is us making the dialog box. The items that are inside of the dialog box, the text here, text box is this information that we're going to input, and it's going to be labeled as .name, and we can change this to whatever we would like to. It just has to be something that's unique, so we can call this .name1, .name2, and that will be important when we make other dialog boxes in the same command. If we have like 3 or 4 of them, we're going to need to label them as a unique identifier. So this would be like name.1 or name2, or sorry, .name1 or .name2, or whatever you would like. And then we have the OK button that we have there, and the cancel button. These are all the basic things that we can use to input information into a dialog box. Then down here is how we use them. And then we say if the dialog box returns from dialog 1, so we're naming this dialog box and its information as dialog 1. So if the result of dialog box 1, DLG1, is an OK button, which is denoted by the -1, then we're going to send the information of dialog box or DLG1.name, the information from this first dialog box in the .name. And we're going to send that information. The true is a way to make sure that Dragon is sending this information before it moves on to the next one, which we'll go through in other tutorials. So I hope this was useful. We're going to do probably 6 or 7 of these videos because they get quite complex. I will show you one of them real quick as an example of what all we can do with this. I have it on the side of the screen. Let's go ahead and play this. And this is a more advanced dialog box where we have multiple text fields. We have 4 text fields there. We have a drop-down box. We have different check marks that we can use, or radials that we can select things. And then you can make multiple of these. You can make as many as you want in a single command and run paragraphs of this on either multiple forms, and you can choose cancel to not choose one form and then press OK to run that form. It's a little bit complex, but it can be very useful if you want to create custom forms to make a full paragraph of what you're trying to explain, or something that you do a lot of. So I hope this is useful. Please watch the other ones as well. Thank you for your time.